speaking of the students, what do the students think about what you do when you come out here?
Some of them are not familiar with MMA until I, tell them about it, but their parents are crazy about it. When I get back, they're usually like, I can't believe my teacher is an MMA fighter. I saw you on TV, Miss Reneau. Oh my God. And that's all they want to talk about. So they actually don't believe it until they see it, and they're like, oh my God, you are crazy.
What do you teach at school?
I'm a weight training teacher, PE teacher.
So you're able to take a lot of your training. So when you're explaining to the students, you're like, trust me, this works.
Exactly. And actually my motto in class is, if I can't do it, I won't make you do it. And then they just roll their eyes like, you can do everything. That doesn't count. So, but I make them do it anyways.
First, I want to talk about right after the fight, right after you're able to get the finish, you let out this roar of energy. What is going through your mind right at that moment?
Well, this was a big fight, and I had been asking for a top 10 opponent because I needed to prove to myself and everybody else that I deserve to be there. I've earned my spot in the top 10. I've earned my spot, not just, oh, they're moving to the 125 division, and so now you're in the top 10. I had to prove it to not only everybody else but myself, and it was just kind of like, see, I told you I can do it. I told you I can hang with him. It doesn't matter my age. It doesn't matter, what I do for a living. I still have time to make sure that I am going to accomplish what I set out to accomplish.
And you now, coming in at 40, do you feel you're hitting your athletic prime, or at least in this sport?
In this sport, absolutely. I feel like I just get better. I get better. I haven't taken as much damage as, say, the younger guys, because they started when they were like 20. I started when I was 29. And so I haven't had a lot of damage. I feel like I am becoming into my prime. I feel like I'm only getting better with age, and it feels good.
And like you said, you've kind of quietly been flying under the radar, but when you look at your record, all the last fights besides the draw have been TKOs, submissions. Why is it that you think you're still flying under the radar? And maybe
the underdog. I'm the underdog. Everybody doesn't really look at the underdog. They don't pay attention. And it's a funny story, because when I was a heptathlete, I was also the underdog because I was short. I was a 5'6" heptathlete, and when all my other opponents were 6 foot, 5'10", and I was never in the mix until the second day came, and they're like, oh my God, she's winning now. Who is this little girl that's winning? So it's not a position that I'm not unfamiliar with. I'm used to being the underdog. I think I fight better as the underdog, but I don't care if the roles were switched. It doesn't matter which way they are. It's just I'm that silent person sneaking up to the top, knocking on the door saying, hey, it's my turn.
And you're probably in a tough position where I think a lot of fighters right now, they always want to talk trash, they want to chirp, but you, I think, being a teacher as well, you're trying to maintain maybe not going down that route, I imagine.
Well, I have been in athletics for a very long time, and the one thing my dad told me is, let your actions do the talking. Don't let your mouth do the talking. There's nothing there. It works for some, but it doesn't work for me. It's not my style. I'll talk when I need to talk. Like after the fight, that's when I want to talk. That's when I want to say it. But as far as to my opponents, it's professional. We're all professionals. We have to learn how to be professionals. I have to teach that to my students. There are young girls who are watching. I have to be that example.
And going into the second round, what did the corner tell you, and what was in the mind that you knew you needed to execute in the second round?
They told me to let go of my right hand. Let go of it, let go of it. And of course, I was testing her out the first round, got caught in a trip, and allowed her to get into side control, which was something that we didn't want to do, but we worked that position. And so I just had to stay patient. But coming out of the second round, my corner was saying, let go of the right hand. It's right there. Her head does not move. Let go of the right hand. You're going to touch her and she's going to fall. And it's exactly what happened.
Are you surprised that the right was able to do as much damage as it was?
As much as I practiced, I'm not surprised at all. I just had to believe in it, and I did. Today was the day that I believed in it. My boxing coach has been preaching to me. When I first started working with him, he's like, you're 20% where you need to be, and that's always stuck in my mind. And so every day I want to get 1% better, 1% better. And so that's what I've been working on, and just letting it go.
When you threw up that triangle, were you surprised that she didn't defend it right away? She just kind of sat it in, and it seemed like she was just kind of waiting.
I wasn't surprised that she didn't defend it. I was more surprised that she took her hand out so I could finish it. So I wasn't surprised that she didn't defend it, but it's one of those things that I'm surprised she did not practice defending it, because we knew she coming in, she was a head and arm specialist. So we knew that was there. When she was in my side control, I wanted to so much frame up. But I knew if I did, she was just going to sweep it over. So I had to take a little bit of punishment in order to not sacrifice a head and arm choke. We worked that defense. I'm surprised she didn't work her defense.
Did you work that triangle tosses, as she was coming in for that takedown?
I love
She kinda
triangles.
came in lazy and dropped that head down.
I love triangles. I love any submissions that choke people because everybody needs to breathe. I mean, people will let their arm pop. They'll let their ankles pop. And they'll even let their knees pop. But everybody has to breathe, and you can't just not let yourself breathe.
How much trouble were you in that crucifix at the end of the first?
It sucked.
It sucked.
That crucifix, yeah, it really did. It was a crappy position, but honestly, I'm surprised she didn't finish.
Were those punches doing much damage?
No, not as much as they could have. A couple of them were like the last 10 seconds. She would just really let it rip, and I'm like, God damn it, 10 seconds is forever. I heard it like 20 minutes ago, but it was towards the last 10 seconds when I really started to feel them, and I was like, God, it's only 10 seconds. Just last it out, and then make her pay for it in the next round. But it was a crappy position.
Now that you took out McMahon, who's of course, she's headlined fights before. She had the big fight with Rousey. You've been the underdog. You've been kind of down low, but now your name's up there coming off of this win. Do you see yourself facing somebody and anybody in particular that pops in your mind that you'd really like to get in there and a name?
Well, I know Kat is facing Vera. I'd like to fight the winner of those two. Those two possibly fight the winner of Raquel and Amanda. So I'm setting it up for you, matchmakers. It's just that simple. Let's get it rolling.
Do you have to sign a lot of autographs to take pictures at school?
I actually make them give me 10 push-ups before they can get an autograph or a picture. So if you can't give me 10 really nice push-ups, you can't get anything.
Okay.
None of us are getting autographs.
Congrats on the win.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
All right.